Hello everyone, my name is Lotus, and welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play series. If you're new here, make sure that you're subscribed and turn the bell notification on so you never miss out on any new videos. For today's episode, I wanted to get a couple of things done. First, I wanted to get all my armor enchanted, but in order to do that, we needed to make an XP farm. There's different types of farms that we could make, but the one that's easiest is the cobblestone tower one. It's not the prettiest, but it's the only one that I know how to make, so that's what we'll be building today. So of course, the first thing that we need to do before actually building is gathering the materials we need. It's a pretty simple build that I've done multiple times before, but I'm also dumb and need my hand to be held every step of the way, so I used a tutorial which will be linked in the description. I spent some time collecting all of the materials that I needed to build this XP farm, and like I said, it's pretty simple. It's essentially just a cobblestone tower with some chests at the bottom. It's a super simple project, but very much needed because we need a lot of enchantments if we want to enchant all of our armor and tools, which I thought we already enchanted all of our tools, but I realized that I actually did not have a diamond sword. So I made one for myself, and we're going to be enchanting that later. Now I needed some scaffolding for this build, and unfortunately I just didn't have any string, so I needed to face my fears and kill some spiders during nighttime, which I really didn't want to do because I hate mobs, and so I sleep through every single night in Minecraft, but I needed string, and this was the only way to get it. I had plenty of bamboo from my bamboo farm, and so once I was able to collect enough string, I made all of the scaffolding that I needed for this build. So once I had all of the materials, I began building. And like I said, this is a pretty super simple project. It's nothing too complicated. It's just one big cobblestone tower with some trapdoors and water to push all the mobs into one center point and drop them to the bottom of the tower, where there are some hoppers that collect all of the mob drops. After I finished building the XP farm, I made a little AFK area about 80 blocks above it because that's what the tutorial said, and to be honest, I think that the tutorial is kind of outdated and there's other more efficient XP farms that I could have made, but like I said, this one is the only one that I'm super familiar with, so I just followed the tutorial, and I AFK'd for a while. Now, I started with 19 levels, and once I went down, I got a couple more levels, but decided to build another little AFK area at the bottom of the tower with a chest and a bed and a crafting table, basically just everything that I would need. And while I was AFKing up really high in the air, I accidentally fell and lost all my levels, which I'm not gonna lie, it kind of hurt, both physically and emotionally. So I just went AFK again, and I fell again. Yep. And you guys are actually not gonna believe this. I went to go AFK again up in the air, and I fell a third time. At this point, I was honestly more impressed than anything that I fell and died so many times to do the complete opposite and just gain XP and levels. And you know, I decided to just take a little break, tend to my animals, gain a little bit of XP from killing and breeding my cows before trying to go AFK again. I was a little bit demoralized from trying to AFK, so I decided that I would go into the nether instead to find some quartz and get XP that way. And it was a nice little reset. You know, the change of scenery I feel really helped me get over my embarrassment of dying while trying to AFK so many times. I decided to explore the nether a little bit while I was looking for quartz, and I was able to find another bastion. There was one right out of the portal spawn, but I found another one very close by, which I think is cool, but it also means that a nether fortress is probably really far away, so that's gonna be a lot of fun to try to find later in the future. But anyways, I mined some quartz. I stepped foot into a bastion. I didn't really explore any of it. I just opened one chest and there wasn't really anything that great in it. Listen, I am terrified of the piglin brutes, and I also hate the hoglins as well, and they're just roaming the place. So unfortunately in this episode we're not going to be exploring the bastion. That is for a later episode. It might be the next one, who knows, but it's definitely not this one. Today our mission is solely getting quartz so we can get some more XP in order to enchant our armor and our tools, because I simply don't think that I can handle any more than that, because even this mission I'm struggling with because I've just died so many times, and I think it's surprising that I'm much more successful at getting XP in the nether than I am just simply AFKing, because I didn't die while I was in the nether, which I think is very impressive, but for some reason I just kept dying while in the overworld. Anyways, I went back home and decided to try AFKing one more time, and thankfully I survived. Afterwards, I decided that I would go to the village and do a little bit of trading for some mending books. I also brought some obsidian to make a portal so I can get to the village faster through the nether, and it actually ended up spawning right next to the bastion that's in front of my portal. So I built a little bridge, and I actually accidentally ended up making a little lava waterfall, but I patched that up and went back into the overworld to do some villager trading. This process always takes a really long time because it's the same repeated steps of chopping down trees, turning them into sticks, and then trading with a Fletcher, and doing that over and over again, which is pretty boring, but it's necessary because that is the quickest way that I know how to trade with villagers. I'm sure that there's more efficient ways, but my village right now in its current state is very basic, as in I've done absolutely nothing with the village besides turn certain villagers into doing certain trades. But in the future, I really do want to transform this village and make it look nice and also be a lot more functional and have village trades for every type of villager. So I'm really excited for that in the future. But for now, we're just chopping down trees and turning them into sticks because that's what works for now. And then for some reason, I decided to bone meal a tree directly where an iron golem was to see if it'll start killing it, and it did. The iron golem just stood there taking damage for a while. Poor guy. Anyways, I did a lot of tree chopping, I'm not gonna lie. I had so many saplings and a lot of bone meal from all the bones that I got from the XP farm. Once I was ready to trade for a mending book, I realized that I actually didn't have any books with me, so I went back to my farm and made some books to keep at the village. And then once I got all my mending books from my librarian, I was ready to begin enchanting my armor, which I accidentally just straight up enchanted some boots with a book instead of putting it into the enchantment table and getting enchantments for that first, which is fine. I still had some diamonds, so I just made another pair of boots. All the enchantments that I had were alright. I wasn't able to enchant all of my armor, so you know what that means. We're gonna go back to AFKing. I got bored, so I decided to plant some trees, chop down some more wood, and turn it into charcoal because I always need torches. I'm always running out of torches for some reason, and went back to AFK at the XP farm. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of this is like pretty boring of just AFKing in order to get some more levels because I'm a baby and I don't want to fight any mobs. I could just get all my XP from exploring caves and fighting mobs, but I'm just not good at the game. I feel like I would die more often from mobs than falling off of my XP farm tower. Anyways, I did some more villager trading for more mending books, did some more AFKing, did some farming, killed some cows, until finally I was able to enchant the rest of my armor, as well as my sword, and that's it. This entire video was just me AFK. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.